I can't buy the air I breathe. I can't buy the trees. I can't buy the deepest seas. But it don't matter, 'cause they're there for free.
Hello and welcome to Around the World in 88 Tales. I'm David Heathfield here at the Royal Albert Memorial Museum in Exeter, and I'm with you wherever you're joining us, whether you're joining us live or whether you're with us on a recording on Facebook or on YouTube. Please tell us who you are and where you are, and you feel free to comment on the stories. Exeter Museum is a museum I've been going to all my life, and I've been sharing wonderful objects and learning stories from all around the world. And today I am very excited to be with my friend Amna Burki in Winnipeg in Canada. Hi, Amna, how are you?
Hi, David. It's so good to join you today from Winnipeg, Canada.
So
My
here's
name,
here's Winnipeg.
this is
Okay,
Winnipeg. Yes,
just
it's
there
one
in
of
the middle, right in the middle of the North America.
yes, it's the heart of North America, and I am so excited to be part of this project. I work for a wonderful organization called Communities for Families that really encourages storytelling.
Fantastic. Could you tell us a bit more about that, Amna, and your own interest in story?
So I discovered I do have a big history of in our family of storytelling, but it wasn't until the pandemic that storytelling became an essential skill to connect with groups that we run or parenting programs that we run or trainings we run, and it's been a fantastic journey. It's very early, and I've taken a couple of courses with you, but I'm really enjoying it.
Fantastic. Yeah, well, I'm really enjoying, finding out about storytelling from you as well, because the work you're doing with inclusion and working with people from diverse backgrounds is so important, and it's right at the heart of what this project is all about. So it's time to reveal today's object from the museum, and it's a very beautiful vase from Japan. And I can tell you that this vase was made by Hichozan Shimpo in the town of Unk in Arita, Japan. And the year of its manufacture was sometime in the last half of the 19th century. But you can see that beautiful blue against a white background and the decorative lip to the vase. A precious item. And I'm going to tell you a story that I learned from a Japanese woman, a young Japanese woman called Mami Toyoda. And Mami's one of the many students that I've met who've come to the UK to learn English. And I always ask people I meet for stories, and this is the story that Mami gave to me very generously. So I'm going to tell my story inspired by the vase, Amna, and after that, please tell yours. And if you're with us, please also tell us what you make of the story. So here we go. There was once a rich old man. He had wonderful things in his house and outside. There was a boy, a young boy, who worked as a servant for this old man. One day the old man said to the boy, "I am going away, and be very careful of all of my property." And as he went outside the house, he said, "Look at the pear tree. There are many pears growing in the tree, but I warn you, don't eat a single pear. In fact, I will tell you that these pears are poisonous." If you eat even one, you will surely die." The old man lied. He left the house, went on his journey, and the boy gazed at those pears growing on the tree. How sweet and ripe and juicy they looked. The boy couldn't help himself. He reached up and plucked one pear. It smelt so good. He tasted the pear, so sweet, and soon he had finished eating the pear. He plucked another one and ate it, and then another one. And you can imagine that soon all of those ripe pears hanging on the tree, the boy had eaten. Now it was getting late. He knew that the rich old man would soon be returning from his journey. What can I do? Then the boy had an idea. He ran into the house. There was the most precious vase, his master's most favourite item. He picked up the vase, he threw it down onto the ground, and it broke, smashing into many pieces. Then the boy sat on the ground and began to cry. At that moment, the rich man returned to his house. He entered furiously. "All of my pears have been eaten! You, child, you have stolen, eaten all of my pears!" And the boy said, Yes, it's true. And now look, you have broken my most precious vase," said the rich man. And the boy said, Yes, I did. I broke your vase. I was so sorry and so ashamed. I decided I would kill myself. So I ate a pear to poison myself. But it didn't work. So I ate another one, and another one, and another one. But I'm still alive, cried the child. Hearing this, the rich man suddenly felt sorry for the boy. The boy had eaten all of the pears, broken the precious vase, but even this cruel-hearted old man felt sorry for the boy, even though he had broken his very favourite vase. Well, there's a story of a very clever child, I think.
Beautiful. Love it.
Well, thank you very much, Mami Toyoda, for sharing that story with me so I can share it with the world. And wow, Amna, I wonder what story you are going to share with us.
Yes, David, I would like to share a story that is very dear to my heart because it's one of the stories that my grandmother used to share in large family gatherings. She was requested usually by my father to share this story, so I've heard it a couple of times. A bit of information about my grandmother. She grew up in northern India in a small town, actually a small tribal settlement just outside the city of Jalandhar, and it was called Baba Khel. So she was from there, and when the partition happened, she couldn't bring much with her except her faith, her children, and her stories. So she carried this story with her to Pakistan, and then I carried it all the way from her to Canada. I've been here for 21 years, and her memories and her stories have been with me all this time, and I'm hoping to pass them on to other people. Something about stories is so special that you can carry them with you in your heart wherever you go.
Absolutely, Amna. I totally agree with that sentiment. And I'm just going to tell you that Yael, who's not so far away from you, she's in Seattle. I guess it's quite far, but from where I'm standing, it seems quite close, is with us as well. So anyway, Amna, please tell us the story that you learned from your grandmother.
Wonderful. As I mentioned before, I'm joining you from Winnipeg, Canada. So it's a medium sized Canadian city. And I would also like to acknowledge I'm on Treaty 1 land, which is the traditional land of Anishinaabe, Cree, Oji Cree, Dakota, and the Dene people. And it's the homeland of the Métis Nation. And this story, like I said, is something that's been with me since I was a little child. My grandmother used to tell it to us many times in large family gatherings. This story is based on the Mughal Emperor Akbar the Great. So once upon a time, Akbar the Great noticed that his favorite courtier was missing. That made him angry. He had never been late before. Where is my courtier? Guards, get him. As the guards approached the courtier, they noticed he was busy with a child crying, a 5 or 6-year-old child. And he told them, I know I'm late, but please tell the emperor that I'm on my way soon. I'm taking care of my child. He wants something that I'm unable to give him. So please tell him that. Why is he late? I'm the emperor and this person is late? So as he walks in, Your Majesty, I'm so sorry. I was taking care of a child and he wanted something that I couldn't give him. Please forgive me. I will never be late again. Late again? We have an empire to run and you can't take care of one child? Just one child and you're late? Your Majesty, Your Highness, please let me explain. Give me a chance. You will be punished if you can't explain well. Okay, I'd like to explain how challenging it can be taking care of children. You have one chance, and if you can't prove it, you're in trouble. All right, so Your Highness, Your Majesty, why don't I pretend to be my child and you be me? And if you're still not satisfied with how difficult the situation was, you may punish me. All right, nonsense of a game, but sure, I'll give you this one chance. I'm my child now. What do you want? I want. Don't you work for the emperor? And you can do anything? I want an elephant. An elephant? Guards! Elephant. This is so nice. I can ride on this big elephant. Nice. I'm bored again. I want something else. I'm bored. What do you want now? I know what I want. I want a Kujja. A Kujja? You mean that earthen vase pot that people store food in? That ordinary clay thing? You want that? I want a Kujja. Yeah, I want a Kujja. I want a Kujja now. Guards, Kujja. This is so pretty. It's got nice colors. It's so pretty. I'm going to play with it. What's in it? There's nothing in it. There's nothing in it. I want something in it. So, what do you want? What do you want now? I know what I want. I want you to pick up that big elephant and I want you to put it right now in the Kujja. In this Kujja, that big elephant, right now. right now. Oh, stop. Just stop. Stop pretending to be your child. I understand now. There is nothing harder than taking care of children.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I completely agree. There is nothing harder than taking care of children. But you heard that story as a child. Did you get the meaning of the story when you were a child, Amna?
No, I didn't understand it at the. I used to just enjoy the way she used to share it with us. But now, recently, I've been reflecting on all her stories, and one thing that stands out was, why would my father ask for this story to be repeated? And I think one of the reasons was that they want to be my father and his family, they wanted assurance from their mom that everything will be fine. They had children at the time, so yeah, so it stayed with me. I have had time as a child, you just enjoy the story, so you're not thinking about many things. But I think there was a deeper meaning. My grandmother giving them the sense, everything's going to be all right. It's not easy, but it's going to be all right.
Yeah, it's a beautiful story and it's so evocative. I felt, even though I never met your grandmother, I felt that connection that you brought to the story with your ancestors, with your heritage. So there's lovely comments coming in. Tammy says, there's so much truth in that story. How wonderful to have family stories passed down like this. And I think this must be someone you know, Melinda Fernando Pascual. Oh my,
Yes.
I'm so proud of you, Amna. So Sophia in Greece, Yael in Seattle, everybody's enjoying your storytelling.
Thank you, David.
Amna, I want to say thank you so much for being part of this project around the world in 88 Tales, bringing your wisdom and your culture, and I'm really enjoying being part of your storytelling journey with you. So, yeah,
I
thank you very
can't
much indeed, and I'll see you soon.
buy
Thank you,
air.
David. Thank you so much. See you.
I can't buy the trees. I can't buy the deepest seas. But it don't matter, 'cause they're there for free.